Hello, hello, hello. So let's see. So I explained today's trade and which I took in London session. So this was the trade which took out the previous high and then broke the structure. Price created this trend line liquidity, and we had this POI where price started to go off. It took out this low and started to go from here. So this is where I could look for. I was looking for sell, and also on GU yesterday I gave this one this sort of a price tap and it started to continue from here. So look at 50-minute time frame, then we have this sort of block. Right now it's going to the upside. So let's say price have already tapped this sort of block. So there is 50-minute order block over here, but price have already mitigated this 5-minute order block in this. Let's go to lower time frame. So I think it's pretty much mitigated. Gold is continuing to the upside. We have news at 6:45 on GBP and 7:30. Please hit the like button. So also I shared this chart in the group. Price tap and it continued to the upside on USD CAD. And here, so this is something I didn't flash because if you look at USD CHF, then we already have this order block to the left side, which took out the liquidity. So we'll look for a sell side from here. I'll remove this. Yesterday I also told we'll look for sell side from this area. So this is the order block which took out the previous highs. So this is the previous highs, and then price gives us a breakout structure. Right now, if you look at this area, then probably there is this liquidity sweep. Price took out the liquidity, mitigated this order block. So here, price is continuing from this area. If you look at this, then price have already mitigated this imbalance. So we can look for sell side from here on USD CHF. So if you want to look for sell side, then you can enter here. You can target the next lows. Say something like this, but the risk reward is very high. Let's wait for price to create new structure. Then we look for, like, for example, if price taps the high and then gives a breakout structure, then we can look for a smaller. So price have already tapped this 50-minute order block, 50-minute FVG, and we have this order block which took out the previous liquidity. So if you look for entry, then the stop loss is too big for this entry. We are getting around 1:2, but so that's why we want price to break this structure. Then we look for liquidity, then we can enter from this order block, whichever order block breaks this structure, something like this. If we try to enter at this order block, then the stop loss is this is very risky because we have this high to the left side, so it's creating a quasi moto pattern. So it can tap the order block and then it can continue. So it's risky. So let's wait for price to create some kind of structure. Let's look at DXY. So here, this is the area which took out the high. So it's on EU, price can tap this order block and it can continue from this area. It should continue because now price have took out this previous liquidity from this low. So it should continue higher. Let's see. NZD CAD, same thing. Price took out this low, then gives this change of pattern. We had this high, created liquidity tap to continue to the upside. So we have this breaker block, but it's continuing. Price have already took out this previous low, so it's creating strong structure. It will continue higher. Let's look for new entries. On gold, if you look at 30-minute, then price broke the structure. We have this candle which took out the previous structure. We have this strong low over here. It's continuing to the upside. We have this 30-minute order block. So we can look for entry from this area. On gold, because so price took out this low, we have this breaker block and this failed order block. We look for buy side entry from here, stop loss below this low, and we can target the next 1:3. Very easy. If you look at 30 minutes, then we are trading the 30-minute FVG and the order block over here. We can put our right stop loss, but price will not tap this area because this is a candle which took out the liquidity, not this one. Hello, hello. Let's see. On the USD JPY, I thought it will continue to the upside, but this 1 hour candle is closed below this structure. So it's showing that it should continue to the downside, but let's see what happens. How will it trade in internal liquidity and external liquidity? Like for example, right now price is continuing to the upside, so there is no external or internal liquidity. It's all like, how can I explain? Let's see. For example, if price is consolidating, then we look for external and internal liquidity sweep. Right now it's trending, so we are just looking for price to create internal liquidity rather than external liquidity. Because let's say this low or this low has been already swept out by candle, not this one, but price took out this low and then it broke the structure to the upside. So we can say that this is the moment, like this is the order block where a lot of people will try to buy, and then price broke the structure from here and then it started to go up. So right now we don't know if price is continuing to the upside. That's when price breaks this high, then we know that now it's continuing to the upside. US 30 also reacted from order block from yesterday's live. Ethereum, let's see. So if you look at higher time frame, then price is continuing to the downside. Here we can see price of creating like a train line liquidity over here. So it's almost tapped this high, but I think the trend is to the downside. Let's see what price does, because right now I'm still confused where price is going, because we have this trend line equity and we have the trend line equity from the upside also from here. Please hit the like button. On GJ, so we have news on GJ. So if you look at higher time frame, then it's going to the upside. Price has flipped this liquidity. We have the strong low. Right now we have the strong low. There is a lot of liquidity over this high. So if you go to 30-minute time frame, so price has swept the liquidity from this lows. We have this equal highs. Price has reacted from this area. We also have this VIX, which is going to the upside, and this candle which took out the previous high. So there is this 1 hour imbalance in the price. 30 minutes, 5 minutes. So everything over has been, this has been mitigated. So we have this 3 minute, or let's say 5 minute order block which took out the liquidity. So we can use this for buy side entry. Entry stop loss below this low. Price is creating trend line liquidity to the upside. Target the next high, something like this. So this is the 30-minute order block. We have refined on 5 minute, but this is a 30-minute POI. Let's see how price reacts. If price taps this 30-minute order block and then gives us change of order, then we look for buy side from there only. But for direct entry, we look for this order block. This is the refined order block, I can say. If you look at this, if you look at this order block here, this is the candle which took out the previous low and tapped, then price never mitigated this. So around we are getting the next highs around 1:4, 1:6, something like this. So right now, I think momentum is still to the upside. So prices, if you look at 50 minutes, then price is fulfilling this imbalance. And if this kind of closes and the second class goes to the upside, then we look for buy side, like a breakout trade, rather than looking for price to like it will not pull back if price sweeps the liquidity and gives a structure break. For example, let's say if price takes out the takes out this all lows and mitigates this high structure, then probably it will continue to upside rather than giving us an entry on this inducement like this order block. So we'll try to trade this breaker. Sorry, we'll try to trade this breakout instead of looking for pullback. Let's see. On BTC, we also have this order block. Let's say if you look at higher time frame, then on 1 hour price have took out this low. So this is our strong low. We have this low. This is not strong because this has been mitigated, but we have the strong low. Prices still continue to the upside. So we have like price tap this breaker block and continue it to the upside. Let's say this is the low. We have the strong low. Price have created equalize to the upside. It reacted from this sort of low. And because it's consolidating, we can look for buy side order block from here. If you go to 5 minutes, and this one, okay, this instead of this, we'll look for buy side from this one. So this is the candle which took out the previous low, and we had this structure which was not mitigated. Again, it created liquidity from here. This structure has been mitigated, but this structure, so this candle took out the previous high, also the previous low, mitigating the structure over here. We want price to break this high, or if price continues to downside, then we look for engulfing of previous candles high. So we have both the order blocks from this one and also this one, but this is the first one, so we'll look for entry on this one only. We want price to break the previous candles high, then we'll look for buy side entry. Let's look at Ethereum. Same thing on Ethereum. We have this 30-minute order block, which is this one. So both the order blocks are valid. Let's see how price reacts on this order blocks, then only look for entry. So we can see price broke the structure. It's taking this, like it's mitigating this imbalance. If price continues and gives us breakout, then we look for breakout entry rather than looking for a pullback entry. see. It's weird. The logic is if price breaks this hand, then probably we will have this strong low. So if price wants to go to the downside, then it have to break this high. Then probably it will break the structure also. So that's the logic. So we should get reaction from this order block, creating this breaker block. So this is the order block which will be failed. So creating this breaker block and then order block, something like this. So we can trail the stop loss after this to this low, something like this. So let's try to trade this breakout now. We have this low. We took out the previous candle, and if this breaks, then we look for buy side entry. We'll get a small reaction from this order block. And if this fails, then we'll look for buy side from here again. So we are getting reaction from this order block. So this is pushing price to the downside. Please hit the like button. Price is reacting from this imbalance, and there is order block. So this is order block. Price is reacting from this one. So price will shoot to the upside from here. So this is when we'll try to catch this move. Let's see. If this breaks, then probably we have this order block to the downside. Price should quickly break this high. If it consolidates, then momentum is not to the upside. Probably it will just sweep these highs. So this moment will just sweep the highs and then it will continue downside. After this live session yesterday, I traded this high. This is the highest. It's same model yesterday. So this was the candle which took out the low and then broke the structure. So this was the broker. This is the breakout which I traded yesterday. Stop loss below this low and this whole move to the upside I got yesterday. Let's see if we try to catch this breakout. So price swept the liquidity. Let's say what USD DXY is doing. So if you look at DXY, then price have swept this previous high. If this continues to downside, but it's not continuing, it's consolidating in this area. It's consolidating, not moving in one direction, but I think price should continue in to the downside from this low. Let's see. We want strong breakout. We don't want price to create some kind of liquidity because that will just sweep this liquidity and then it will continue. Also, if you look at US 30 can still go to the upside. So if you look at 30 minutes, then price have mitigated from this 30-minute order block. It's continuing higher. Price broke the structure yesterday. So this 30-minute candle took out the previous low. Price have tapped this order block over here. If you go to lower time frame, then it should continue from this high. Let's see. If this breaks, then we'll have another order block. We have another order block, which is this one. And there is trend line liquidity above this high. Please hit the like button. Let's see now. I think price has swept the previous liquidity. So it took out the previous low. We can expect a move to the upside now. So this candle closed above the structure. It's creating upside candles. Let's see. So we don't want price to break this high like this, and that will just reverse from this area. So we are not looking for this type of breakout. We want price to create this breakout where price is still moving to upside. So then, but right now, if you look at this candles, it stopped over here. If you look at 10 minutes candle, let's say it's consolidating here. It's creating equal highs above this area. So probably price can sweep this and it can continue to downside. Price is reacting from all below. The momentum is kicking in. Let's wait for another candle. You can look for an entry here. Enter with 0.5% risk because price can continue to the downside because of lots of liquidity to the downside. But we have the strong low which is holding. Keep an entry like 0.5% risk because if this fails, then we have another re-entry from this order block. This one. Please hit the like button. On USRT, price is establishing a low over here. So the momentum slowly shifted from low like this. So it can continue from here. And let's see what price does. The stop loss is too big over here. So we want price to create some kind of structure like this. So this is yesterday's order block. Price came and started, like it shifted, gave us this MSS, a change of pattern. So we're going to look for entry stop loss below this low. And target the next liquidity, which is this one. So around 1:3, very easy. Let's see if we get something like this here, we can look for that entry also. So on 1 minute, price have created this imbalance, this is a liquidity sweep. It will fulfill this order block, it will fulfill this imbalance, and then it will continue. So don't worry. We have this 1 minute strong low, this one. So this is just creating wick on 50 minutes because price is going to downside just to sweep the liquidity, and then it will continue to the upside. अरे, on a higher time, if price goes to downside, it feels like price will probably hit our stop loss. But if you look at same time on lower time frame, that's not the case, right? We have news on GBP after 15 minutes, on after 10 minutes. I don't know what happens and like what can happen in 7:30. On 7:30, it's almost 6:30 now in 1 hour. I will not doing live at that time. Wanted to see USD CHF what it's doing. So this is the order block, and price if instead of reacting from this FPG, price is reacting based on this. So we can look for downside here from here also. And let's wait for price to break this low. And if kind of closes, then we can look for sell side from here. There is order block on USD. There's imbalance. So we can look for setup like this. We want price to break the previous low, or candles previous candles low. This okay, we are getting 1:5. Let's see. So if price creates Quasimodo pattern, then it can tap this area and then it can continue. If you want to put, you can put your stop loss to break even, but I'm still holding this trade. Uh, this is USD CHF. Hello, hello. This is the breakout is on gold. This is USD CHF. If you look at 15-minute time frame, then you can see price have created this change of pattern. But right now, I was looking for entry. So when I started live, I was looking for price to react from this imbalance. Price reacted, but I was not, because the stop loss was too big. So I'm waiting for price to break this low. Then we can put stop loss above this high. If you look at GBP AUD, price have reacted from this order block. We can say this is the order block which took out the previous low. So I'm waiting for price to create a change of pattern. If price does that, then we look for next high to take next high as a target. We have news after 5 minutes. After 5 minutes. Let's see what price does. So this target is just 1:3. If price continues, then I'll trail the stop loss. Fantastic. What's up with Euro USD? I think Euro USD should continue to the upside, because if you look at this on 30-minute time frame, then this is not an order block which broke the structure, but it almost like there is a breaker block to the left side here. Price took out the liquidity, so it should continue from this area, probably from this imbalance. But overall direction is to the upside on. Just once, okay. So if you look at 1 hour, there is this order block, and we have this upside down candle, which is a breaker block. And there is a lot of liquidity, a lot of imbalance in the structure. So this is the breaker block from which price have reacted to the upside. So I think price can continue from this area, probably from this order block, or this, it will sweep this liquidity and it should continue the upside, something like this. Because that's what DXY is showing us. On DXY, price of after this liquidity sweep, price have created equalize. So this can be swept out and then it should continue. Let's say if price continues upside, then probably my analysis will be failed. What strategy are you using? It's not strategy, it's whole concept like smart money, but I'm just trying to trade this breakout. Price is just sweeping this liquidity. This candle, if closed bullish, then probably we'll see upside move to the upside. Like we can see upside move from here. Thank you, bro. Thank you. After some time, if price continues still here, then this 50-minute candle closes above this area. Then we'll look for price to, like, we'll trail the stop loss downside below this low. Not immediately. Price is creating structure. We can look for buy side trade, but in 10 minutes market will open. Hello. Let's see. So we have this liquidity. If you try to look on, If we look at 30 seconds, then price is probably reacting from this order block. So this is the imbalance, and price will continue from here to the upside. So if I didn't enter, then I will have, let's say, like I have entered over here, but if I want to re-enter, then this is something which I look for. Price sweeps the previous candle's liquidity and then structure break, and if price continues, then I look for entry on this candle where price breaks the previous candle's high. Then I'll put stop loss below this area, something like this. So this is something which is happening over here, but right now the price have not broken the structure. It just created 4 or 5 wicks over here, and this is the candle which got the low. So right now we could have look for re-entry, but because of the structure has not broken, then that this does not give any confidence. But this is something which can happen. Price will just sweep the liquidity and then it should continue the upside, something like this. I'll probably trail the stop loss to the upside after this break, but I think price will continue with upside, something like this. We have to keep faith in our analysis. Let's see. G. So if you look at 50 minutes, then price will create a downside wick, and then it should break out to the upside, something like this. If you look at two candles, then probably price, if price creates imbalance between this area, then probably price will continue to the upside. So I don't want price to fulfill this imbalance. It should continue. IC markets. I've been doing this for like 4 to 5 years. That's why I know every candle's reaction, what it can do, and from where it can react. Good enough, good enough. Three three five nine. Yes, it will hit 3359. Don't worry. very easily. In just two candles, I think it will hit. Because the structure has broken to the left side. So we can expect a good move to the upside. Nice, nice. Please hit the like button. Gold or BTC, which one good for 1 minute trading with 0.01 lot? I think gold is good one. So right now, what you can do is you can trail the stop loss below this low, and we can catch this whole move. So the momentum is still to the upside. I'll try to catch this whole move. So let's see how to trade pullback if I miss the liquid sweep. I didn't get your question. What you're trying to say? So let's look for liquidity. Let's look for re-entry on 1 minute here. We have this imbalance now. Let's wait for price to sweep this imbalance. We want price to come to the downside, then it should break this high. I think it will sweep all this liquidity now. Let's wait. It will continue downside from here, I think. So if this candle breaks this area, then you can look for re-entry to the upside. 33551. Yes, you can look for entry over there. Yes. But I think price will just sweep this lows instead of sweeping all this liquidity. Yes, wait for price to break this, then you can go long. But risk very low. The candle, if you're looking for re-entries, then the candles will be instant. Like it should break this previous candle very instantly. That's what engulfing is, right? So if price is taking 2 3 candles to engulf, then probably the momentum is not that much. Here we can see the downside candle is engulfing in one, just like here the engulfing is in one single candle instead of 2 3 candles. So this is what you want to look for entering if you are looking for re-entry. Now it will come to the downside. So from here, I think price will react and continue to the upside. For shorting, I will not recommend because there is no change of order or nothing like there is no confirmation to go for short until and unless there is no until unless there is a change of item. So US already have reacted from the order block. Let's see what Euro USD is doing. GUUK. So we can look for short on USD CHF. So I'm ending this live. I'm closing this live over here. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Please hit the like button.